today because you're in so much trouble. You need something to distract our audience. You just did it. Way to go.
What am I in trouble for?
I like
I
it.
ain't doing it.
It reminds me of my days in Boston.
You like, what? Shay and Jen on that thing again, Skip.
What'd you guys do this weekend?
I don't know what Jenny did.
Too busy. Too much to watch.
Oh, that's a good
I don't know
dodge.
what Jenny did.
We have so much to talk about today. We have football. We also have actor John David Washington is here. But I feel like we got to start this with Tiger because that was pretty special to watch. Yesterday, he was amazing in the final round of the PGA Championship. Tiger had the lowest score on a Sunday in a major in his career, shooting a 64. He finished in second place at 14 under and even closed it with a birdie and a fist pump on 18. Oh, and by the way, Brooks Koepka actually won the championship with Tiger 2 shots back. Let's take a listen to Tiger after his round yesterday.
I didn't know how many tournaments I'd play this year or if I'd even play. And so each tournament brought about its own challenges. And I didn't know what the number was going to be this year. I didn't know how I was going to play. And so at the beginning of the year, if you just said, yeah, I would have a legit chance to win the last 2 major championships, with what swing? I didn't have a swing at the time. You know, I had no speed. I didn't have a golf swing. I didn't have, my short game wasn't quite there yet. You know, my putting was okay, but I hadn't played in 2 years, and so it's been a hell of a process this year. But I'm in uncharted territory because no one's ever had a fused spine hitting it like I'm hitting it. So I've had to try and figure this out on my own, and it's been really, really hard. It's a lot harder than people think, and I'm just very pleased at what I've done so far, and now, to be part of the Ryder Cup conversation, going from where I've come from to now in the last year, it's been pretty cool.
Well, Skip, from what you saw yesterday, will Tiger win another major?
Allow me to remind everyone, it has been 10 years and 2 months since Tiger Woods won his last major championship. And since then, he has had not 1, 2, 3, he's had 4 back surgeries, including spinal fusion that we just heard him refer to, and that was only a year and 4 months ago. He is now 42 years of age. So I have repeatedly said, sitting right here in this chair on Undisputed, I cannot ever see Tiger Woods winning another major championship. But after what I saw yesterday, I take that back. I stand corrected. I was wrong. After what I saw yesterday, which was nothing short of near miraculous, I do believe Tiger Woods will win another major championship. In fact, I believe he can win a couple of more major championships. He's at 14, Jack Nicklaus 18, so he could get to 16 to the 18. I can't see him passing Jack, but I could see him winning 2 more over the next 4 or 5 years because I saw something on full display yesterday I have not seen for 10 years and 2 months, and that was Tiger's killer will. That's what made him most invincible during his run, which was the greatest run any golfer has ever had and may ever have in the history of golf. But yesterday, he once again drove the ball shockingly poorly. He missed 9 of 14 fairways on a course with rough that was U.S. Open high and sticky and impossible to extricate your golf ball from. 9 of 14 fairways you missed, and you still shot your best final round score of any of your 80 major championships. You shot 64. You made 2 bogeys and you shot 64. You left a birdie putt on the lip and you lipped out a par putt and you still shot 64. It was just will. He just willed himself back into contention. 3 times he was within 1 shot of Brooks Koepka and the lead, just on sheer will. Willing iron shots that knock down the pin, willing escape shots, recovery shots that I just said, that's it, he's done. No, he's not done. He's back in business. Willing home putts, willing home approach shots. I've never seen such a display from Tiger, even in his great days, because he put himself in jail again and again and again and got out of jail again and again and again. Now, we saw him contend at the British Open. You and I talked about it. He got all the way to 10 on Sunday. He took the lead, and right on schedule, he folded. because we've seen this happen again and again. He teases us and he tumbles because he doesn't trust himself, or at least he didn't, under big stage major championship pressure. But yesterday, every time I thought he was going to fold, he willed home another putt. And yesterday, he did something. His 4-round score, 266, was the best he's ever shot in a major championship. His 130 over the last 2 days, which is 66 and 64, that broke the PGA record for Saturday and Sunday score. He didn't lose yesterday. He just got beaten by what's right now the physically and mentally toughest competitor on this planet in the sport of golf. And that's Brooks Koepka, who went NFL on the PGA just the way he went NFL on the U.S. Open the last 2 years. He just flat out overpowered it. He looks like a linebacker. He's got quarterback's touch. That's hard to beat. That's hard for Tiger to contend with because Tiger doesn't hit it nearly as far anymore as Brooks Koepka. Even when Tiger went to his irons off the tee, they weren't always straight. He's got to fix his driver, and this has been plaguing him now for about a dozen years straight. But I still believe with that will that I saw on display yesterday, that was the old Tiger. He finally flashed. He finally came back to life. That's the guy who's going to win a couple of more majors because I don't think Brooks Koepka can win them all from here on.
I disagree with you, Skip. I'm not convinced that he can win. For the very reason that you said you think he can is that, yeah, he putted the ball exceptional. He chipped the ball exceptional.
Exceptional.
But what has let him down over the past decade, Skip? That driver. When he needed it, you said on the British Open, had the lead on the back nine. And what did he do? Ping! What did he get up and do?
At least at the British Open, you can hit your irons more because they'll run forever, but go ahead.
But I look at hitting an iron off the tee as a drive. You just didn't use the big, and that's what's let him down.
You're conceding to the field.
Right.
You're conceding a lot of length. Yep.
And then what happened on what did he do on 17? When he needed to make it happen, what happened, Skip?
Big four right. As Hank Haney, who wrote the book about Tiger Woods, called it, The Big Miss. That was the title of that book, and that was the title of that round yesterday. That was a big miss. Those two players played. Brooks Koepka trailed Tiger Woods by 4 shots after their first 9 holes, each of theirs. But he bounced back strong with birdies on the back, and Tiger went bogey, double bogey on, I think it was 11 and 12 on his back 9, and there was the difference.
And then you look at Saturday, Skip. He has what, 12, 14-foot putt for eagle? Not only does he not get the eagle, he doesn't get the birdie. Skip, he
hadn't made anything all day, so he charged it 4 feet past, lipped it out, power lipped it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
The old Tiger, and you mentioned that killer wheel. The thing is now, guys don't fear that anymore, Skip.
You know,
Skip,
I'm not sure about that.
Did you see?
I'm not sure about that. I'm convinced now that Adam Scott and Justin Thomas, some of those guys, everybody except Koepka, fears Tiger Woods still. Because, listen, he took over the golf course yesterday. It sounded like a St. Louis Cardinals baseball home game.
It did.
It was craziness.
It was.
And I think it fueled Koepka because in his group, the last group, the gallery is meager because everybody's up following Tiger.
But he hears it.
You hear the roars.
He knows what's going on.
Whoosh,
yes.
Whoosh. Just huge roars. And every time they post a score on Koepka's scoreboard in his group, people in that gallery go crazy. So it was a big Tiger, quote unquote, home game. But Koepka doesn't seem afraid, even though he's a fan. He grew up a huge Tiger fan, huge Adam Scott fan, but he doesn't seem afraid of anybody. He seems emotionless.
I think the guys that were not on tour when Tiger was in his prime, they didn't get an opportunity to feel the full effect of what it's like to be on a course when Tiger's at his best.
Justin Thomas, who is really good right now, he said yesterday was the first time he'd experienced the Tiger roars where you heard them and they were different.
Right.
They were so loud, they detonated across the whole golf course, and it shook everybody up. I thought Justin had a shot, and he just didn't fire. He just didn't.
But you look at Koepka. He gets to 17. He goes 338 right down the middle of the fairway. That's the difference, Skip. That used to be Tiger Woods.
He is Tiger of old.
When he needed a big shot, when he needed a big drive, that's what Tiger could do. He could go 320 right in the middle of the green, game, set, match. And people are like, well, Tiger never shot 64. Skip, normally what happens when Tiger wins his majors, Tiger has the lead. So when you have the lead, you don't need to take these unnecessary risks in order to get you a 64, to get you a 63. He plays the course. Hey, if I have to par all the way through, boom, I win. I'm going to let you make the mistakes. Okay, Brooks Koepka, you do you, Tiger. I'm going to be back here. I'm going to do my thing. I'm not going to get all caught up in the Tiger. Whoa. It says like the Kentucky Derby, you stand on and with that roar goes and the horses make that final turn, Skip. So you can actually feel the roar of the crowd.
Been there many times.
I'm sure that's what it was like yesterday because they had never hadn't seen Tiger like this in a very long time. Coming home, he's charging. Guys like, man, whatever. Tiger, we're not worried about you. Skip, I'm not convinced that he can hit that driver consistently enough over 4 days. And that's the difference. Can he go low occasionally? Sure. But does he left himself too much damage? Because remember, Skip, he went even par. He went 4 under the next day. He was already 6 strokes back. So by the time he head to the weekend, he's 6 back. He has to go low in order to have a chance. And then in order for him to go low and have a chance, he has to pray they come back to him.
Just remember what Brooks Koepka did. With the pressure on and Tiger on the prowl, what did he do? He goes birdie, birdie on 15 and especially on 16. It's a long par 3. It's
Most people hitting driver or 3 would.
Yeah. And he hits 4-iron to 7 feet and makes it, and it's just game over. It's too good. It's a bogey hole. It's a hole you could really get in quick trouble, especially under pressure. And he just said, no, watch this. It's one of the great pressure shots you'll ever see because he's got Adam Scott breathing down his neck in his same final twosome, right?
Yes.
And Adam Scott did wind up on 17 with about an 11-foot putt for a birdie that could have made it at least interesting going to 18. It had been a shot back. But Brooks Koepka is just too good right now. And remember, Brooks Koepka missed the Masters this past year, because he had a wrist injury that he thought was maybe going to be career-threatening to him. He missed 4 months of sitting on the couch, and he talked about, it's almost like one guy's got spinal fusion, but the other guy's got a wrist injury. And as you know, trying to swing a golf club, if your wrist is completely wrong, if you can't get it right, you're just done.
Right.
And he wasn't sure he was ever going to be right, and then he bounced back to do that. And remember, Brooks Koepka has been really good in the Masters. He's played it the previous 3 years, and he went 33rd, 21st, and 11th. So he's just, you know what's
trending in the right direction.
He's trending, and Tiger's trending in the right direction. And now we have to wait all the way to next April to see the showdown, because this could be a showdown between these two. But I'm with you on the driver point. My only point about Tiger is, since he burst onto the scene because of his drive.
Yes.
He was the longest.
We've never seen anything like it.
He's hitting it off the planet. They're having to Tigerize golf courses,
Tiger-proof it.
including Augusta National.
Yes.
We got to move the tees back, which is probably not the smartest thing to do because it just actually increased his advantage.
Right.
The farther you move the tees back, you ought to actually move them forward so that it makes it harder to hit the
driver off.
Right? But anyway, they went the other way. Tiger-proof going backwards. And yet he started to get wayward with the driver, and it didn't matter. I remind you at Torrey Pines when he won his last major in the U.S. Open on a quote-unquote broken leg. He had a stress fracture in his thigh and in his
shin, right?
Shin, yeah, and his shin bone, I believe it was. But the point was, he's hitting his driver all over the lot in San Diego at Torrey Pines. The rough wasn't nearly as high as this rough was, but he can get away with it because of his escape artistry, and I saw it on full display yesterday. It's just will. He just wills golf balls out of trouble into contention.
Well, the thing is now, Skip, whereas before when Tiger was in his prime and say like the first 10, 12, 11 years of his career, he was one or two golfers that could overpower the golf course. They got 10, 12 guys now that can overpower the golf course.
Yeah.
You got DJ who played terrible. DJ can go 375. Koepka, you got all these guys. Justin Thomas not as long, but they'll.
Yes, he is.
But
he is. Trust me.
But
For
they
his
hit
size,
it. You know what, Skip? They hit it straight. And Tiger might have to concede. You know what? Instead of trying to go 315, let me go 290 and keep it in the fairway. You going 300 and putting it in the rough. What good is that?
Yeah, I know. You know, this drives me crazy about Tiger with his driver because he has such high golf IQ. I saw Paul Azinger, our golf analyst, at a Fox event about 3 months ago.
Yeah.
And we sat down and talked. And I said, why can't Tiger hit his driver? And he said, I don't know. It's the most baffling phenomenon in the history of golf that a guy this good with every other club in his bag can't hit his driver straight, because he missed yesterday way left, as we saw on 9, when he escaped with a 9-iron out. He got a break on 9 because it was over on sort of the beaten down path. And then to your point on 17, he hits a big balloon because he's so late to the ball. It's a big balloon to the right. So he can miss way left or way right.
Is he overcompensating?
It's just, it's not that hard to hit a driver straight if you're as good as Tiger Woods. But for some reason, I think he's got a mental block. And remember, he had to overcome a chips yip mental block.
Right.
Remember when he couldn't chip the ball?
Right.
He'd be, 5 yards off the green and chip it 10 yards over the green?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. But you got all these guys now that can overpower the golf ball. Jordan Spieth, Skip, he wins. Hell, he can't outdrive me.
No.
And
I don't know about that.
well, I mean, he can't outdrive my man. I don't know where mine's going to go. I mean, he knows exactly where his is going to go. But
I would like to set up a long dry contest between you and Jordan Spieth, because my money would be on Spieth.
Skip, you bet against your boy.
Just on technique. The technique would
I'm
be
telling
the
you,
killer.
Skip. I'm real. These abs, I mean, I just blow them out, Skip, because they're real tight right now, so that they ain't going to cause me. But, I might eat a couple of donuts or something, let my abs get lax, and then 305.
Really?
Yeah, 305.
Now, your brother, I would give a shot.
Oh, no, my brother, I drive Jordan Spieth.
I know he would.
He would. But that's what concerns me, Skip. He played.